Anna Muzychuk makes her way to the playing hall. What a performance she is having at the FIDE Candidates 2026. The last minute replacement for Koneru Hampi, but she's fighting for the top spot. She's currently on 5 points out of 9, and her opponent in this round is none other than Indian Grandmaster Ramesh Babu Vaishali, who is in joint lead in this tournament with Zhu Jiner right now on 5.5 points. Vaishali walking quickly as her mother tries to keep pace with her, and Anna Muzychuk calmly adjusting everything there, getting ready for the big clash. And there you have Vaishali entering in, a handshake. And this will be a very important game because Anna is half a point behind Vaishali and Zhu Jiner. She will be trying to get the full point with the white pieces. Meanwhile, Vaishali has to play calmly here. If she manages to get a point today, that would mean a lot. Zhu Jiner is the other player in the lead, and she is on 5.5 points playing against Bibisara Asaubayeva. The players are ready. We have 1.5 hours plus 30-second increment for 40 moves and then 30 extra minutes, a handshake, and Anna opens the game with pawn to e4. Let's see what Vaishali plays. She plays pawn to e5 here. And now knight comes out to f3, attacking the pawn in the center. And we have knight to c6, defending it. Will Anna choose Ruy Lopez or will she go for the Italian? She goes for the Italian with bishop c4. And Vaishali brings her knight out to f6, attacking the pawn on e4. We have pawn to d3. And now pawn comes up to h6. White castles. And pawn to d6 played here by Vaishali, opening up the bishop. You will see that Vaishali is not particularly keen on getting her bishop outside the pawn chain, which means that she could, yes, she does it. She develops her bishop on the other diagonal here. And this is a fighting weapon, and Anna finds it even logical to lose a tempo here to play d4, but Vaishali is ready with her move. Bishop to g4 played, pinning the knight. Pawn takes pawn taken, and now we want to take back with the knight. There is no legal's mate here because knight e5, you lose the queen, bishop f7, king e7, the king is safe. So bishop comes back to e2, logical chess, queen d7, defending the bishop. And now knight comes out to c3. Vaishali has little space because white's pawn is on e4, has more space in the center. But she has a solid position. Now bishop e3 may be better, was to take here and take this and play this position. White is slightly better because of the bishop on g7 not being active. But now takes, bishop takes, knight takes, queen takes. So Anna has managed to trade a lot of pieces, but knight g4, another nice move, putting the knight on the e5 square. And then bishop comes back to d2, defending the knight. And you have castles here. And pawn to h3, shooing away the knight from g4. The knight jumps back to e5, attacking the queen. The queen will drop back to e2, most likely. Yes, it does. And now knight to c6 played. I mean, maybe possible was queen c6 because then you control the c4 square. But knight c6, knight d5. I like Anna's knight here. Threatening maybe bishop h6, knight f6 with a fork. Vaishali, as always, true to her aggressive self, goes f5. Very interesting. The king does weaken up a bit, but it also opens up the rook's f line. Queen c4, trying to set up a discovered attack. King h7, tucks the king into the corner. And now bishop, pawn to c3, blunting this bishop. maybe better was just to play f4, try to maybe get in e5 as well, but c3, rook a e8, and now f4 played by Anna. A good move here in the center. Vaishali chops off the pawn on e4. Pawn takes e4. Rook takes e4. And now a very interesting move, b5. If you take the pawn, you lose the rook. So that's why you need to keep your queen in control of the rook. Queen e2, defending the rook here. Rook takes rook. Queen takes. Now looking at the g6 square. Rook comes to e8, attacking the queen. The queen needs to drop back now. Queen d3, attacking now the pawn on b5. And Vaishali plays this very nice move, knight e7. Defending the pawn, also getting rid of this knight on d5. Anna takes on e7. And you take back with the rook. Rook takes e7. Everything under control for white here. Rook for black. Rook e1 played. And now Vaishali chops off the rook. Bishop takes. And she pushes her pawn to a6. Okay, it's interesting to take stock of what's happening. White has a kingside majority 3 versus 2, while black has a queenside majority 4 versus 3. b3 played and queen f5. A queen trade is offered by Vaishali. Anna takes. Yes, this becomes an isolated pawn. But let's see now what's next here. So pawn to c4. Putting a pawn on the light square makes a lot of sense. Takes. B takes c4. And now h5 played. Vaishali also putting her pawns on light squares. It's a very typical endgame strategy. King e2, king f2, king g6, king f3, and bishop to d4 played. The idea now maybe g4 to create a passer. Yes, Anna does it. Is Anna making some progress here? Takes. Pawn takes. And maybe even allowing white to create a passer here. Protected passer is fine. But Vaishali takes on g4. King takes g4. And c6 played. So slowly and steadily black would want to improve the position. d5 is what black would love to do. f5 check. King comes up to f7. And king f4. We have pawn to d5. Vaishali pushes the pawn. Anna takes. Takes. And bishop goes to a5. King coming up to f6. There's bishop's d8 check. King f7. And bishop c7 with the idea of coming here. So if you waste time, maybe bishop e5. And if you trade, you will lose the game. Maybe. Not even that. It's a draw. But king f6. Calmly played and the players agree to a draw. A very solid draw for Vaishali, helping her to reach to 6 points out of 10. And she is on +2 in this tournament. And she is now the sole leader because Zhu Jiner, who was leading alongside her, lost her game to Bibisara Asaubayeva, which means that Vaishali moves to 6 points out of 10 and has excellent chances to win this tournament with 4 rounds to go. It won't be easy, but there she is at the top and truly proud of the way she is playing a very solid draw with black against a world-class player like Anna Muzychuk is no mean feat.